think Miss Folorunsho would like is the only one that can really tell a story as deeply as she can. In the vibrant city of Lagos, where tradition and innovation blend together in unexpected ways, there exists a world of artisans who are keeping ancient crafts alive. Among them is Mrs. Folorunsho, a talented beadmaker whose journey is a testament and a proof to the power of creativity. For Artisans of Lagos, majority of my team members, they are in Ipaja area. They live in Ipaja area. So during the research and during the period of like looking for artisans, do you understand? We found some artisans in Ipaja area that I went to interview. So precisely the day I met Miss Folorunsho, we were coming back from the documentary, filming the documentary for Alaja Ramat, Mrs. Ramat, who is the Ashoke weaver woman. So on our way back, we decided to take a walk because, drive all these boats, Uber, they cannot get into that vicinity because of the roads. So we're walking towards the bus stop. And in fact, we wanted to take another street. But we just decided like, okay, let's take the other route. So while taking the other route, we just saw beads being displayed, different colors of beautiful beads. I'm talking about chain, bangles, bags, beadwork. They were being displayed. And as I was walking, I was like, this is very beautiful. Somebody sat down to do all of these things. It is somebody that, worked on this project. This is incredible. And that was how we met Miss Folorunsho. It was by chance, actually. It was by chance because we decided to just take a road and we met her.
My name is Mrs. Maureen Folorunsho. I'm into craft and craft work generally and beading.
So I'm going to just talk about bead making in Nigeria or bead making in Lagos or the communities in which I've seen people do bead making. Bead making takes dedication and patience, and seeing somebody doing not one, not two, but like a whole array of it. And she's a solo person. She does not have apprentices. So it is mind-blowing to know that this is not a week of work. This is not a day of work. This is not a month of work. We're talking about sleepless nights, countless of patience, countless of time, second, invested into something that she believes in. And that in itself is it's impeccable. It is mind-blowing, to say the least. Like to sit down and to craft something, to think of an idea and bring it to life. And not only bring it to life, but to spend time to put your energy, your sweat into it. I feel that in itself, it's a huge story on its own. So seeing the beads and the all, things that she had there, I was just in my mind thinking like, nah, I have to hear what she has to say. I just want to know like the struggles, the challenges, the achievements, because I can see the results, but I know there's a story behind that. I think Miss Folorunsho would is the only one that can really tell a story as deeply as she can, because while sitting with her, she made mention of how she used to deliver suits to a bank, and those bank people will buy from her, they'll patronize her, they'll refer her. She was making money, she was making income, she was well off, she was doing her best, and the lifestyle was kind of like fast paced in the sense that she was able to go to the market, get more suits, get more very office and corporate outfits for these bank people, and not only bank people, people in the corporate world. But then a lot of people like in the banks that she used to frequently visit to make all this to make all the sales. A lot of them were laid off, a lot of them were transferred, the banks were closed. So things really went awry for Mrs. Folorunsho during that period of time. And it was one of the challenges that she faced that was really painful to her, even though she did not explore the subject so deeply. But from the little she told us, you could tell that it really destabilized her and it really shook her to the core. And yeah, she lost a lot of things during that period of time. But I feel like that's one of the challenges. Also, what sparked your interest in craft work?
Initially, I used to go to banks, make supplies, and provide them with sheet materials. So along the line, something happened overnight. They retrenched so many of them. And as a result of that, I lost a lot of money. So I had to start something on my own. Before that happened, I've already started this craft work. I started learning. I enrolled somewhere and I did a lot of learning in the process. That was where I learned how to do these things. So when that happened, I now decided, let me just stay somewhere. If you are running your own business, you have to do a lot of running around. So I decided after the COVID-19, I had to make up my mind and start doing this. That's where I started from. And this is how far I've come, to the glory of God.
That's very interesting. So what's the timeline? Can you walk into the journey of your timeline, like when you started?
I started about 4 years ago, and I started the craft work about 4 years ago.
So you started this 4 years ago. Like it is marvelous, to say the least. It is marvelous. Like if someone looks at this, I'm like, no, this is, even some professionals, like I've seen some professionals claim like I'm a creative and their work is not this neat. Because I remember that day when I was going, I was like, wait a minute, like this is very, very beautiful. So kudos to you, ma, for being able to pull this off in 4 years. Like it's very, very impressive and very, very motivating for me and for, I'm sure, some of the people that will be watching this.
I give all the glory to God. It's not easy doing these things, but along the line, when you commit your ways into God's hand, He would help you. So I'm sure He's the one that has helped me to come thus far. So all glory be unto Him.
So I understand that you said it's 4 years ago. So what was your apprenticeship journey like your learning days, training days like?
Okay, I enrolled with one program. What actually it happened? It started in the church. Actually, we have times when they call it empowerment. So somebody came to take us in beading and in hat making in the church. That was where I actually started. So after that, I enrolled with a private company who taught me how to do. I also joined WAPA at Egbeda.
What is WAPA?
It's a government program that empowers people on skills, how to use their hands to do something.
So I know that with every greatness or with every product and with every success, there are challenges behind it, and there are some things that you will face that some people will see and run, and then some people will not understand how you did it. They'll just see like you produced this and they'll be wondering how. So I want you to share with me and share with the people that will be watching this. What are the challenges you faced doing this, and how did you handle them?
To start with, the major challenge is pleasing your customers. At times you do something, you're not sure if they'll like it and all that. So that's a challenge on its own. So what I normally do is, I have God, so I just pray, Father, as I start this thing, help me to do it in a way that is acceptable to people. And it's really helping me. So I look around, I also go to markets I look around and see what people have to offer. And along the line, at times I take pictures. And when I come, I try to reproduce what I saw in the market. So that has helped me too.
And another challenge that Miss Folorunsho face is the fact that, you know, though she's just starting again and she's trying to pull herself to her feet and she's doing the best she can, she's situated in an environment whereby there is no like leg traffic in that area. The place is like a one lane dirt track and nobody is really passing through that area to see what she's selling, to patronize her. So we took some pictures and with the hopes of, you know, running ads for bead making. We're going to run ads and graphics design for a bead making. I will also run ads for her on social media at no cost, and would also try to put this on our social media so that people can see and also purchase from her. So there is no social media how would I call it, exposure for our work, and it's beautiful, but she needs it. So these are some of the challenges she's facing. She needs to sell because there's no point in making so many things, you know, to make an income and you're not making an income from it. She's doing, don't get me wrong, it's not as if she's not selling at all, but I feel like for somebody as talented, as gracious, and as, you know, easygoing as Miss Folorunsho, she requires a lot of attention to her work, and she needs sales. She needs to make money off of the energy and the effort she puts into her craft. So that's what I can say.
The issue of location is not too favorable, but with God on my side, all is well. Because getting a shop along the nature way is not a joke at all. So I had to make do with this and pray alongside. And then in terms of payment, it's not funny at all. Some people they'll promise to pay and then they end up not paying and all that for a long time. And at times you just have to let go. You just have to let go and continue with what you're doing. Some come by, you know, at times there'll be no sales for quite some time, and then somebody suddenly shows up. You know, you'll be very happy to release your wares. So they'll promise I'll come and pay, they'll do part payments. By the end of it all, you call and call and they will not pick your call. So those are the challenges.
But despite the fact that your store is still located here, how often do you get customers?
I do at times. So God does wonders. There was a day a guy was just passing by, and then he now saw my products. He packed, and you know, I made a sale of I think about 135. Yeah, he ordered for his bride to be, and he also ordered for himself. So I made everything for them.
Maybe during my wedding, so I'll come out.
I'll be obliged.
Yes,
Yes, and I'll give you a big discount, of course.
Thank you.
I'll give you a big discount.
Thank you, ma'am. So, if someone likes it enough and they want to learn, they want to apprentice under you, is there a process?
Yes, there's just a fee to pay, and then they tell me how long they can be available to learn the work. Some stay 2 months, some 3 months.
So do they get a phone, or do they just come and just negotiate?
Some of them negotiate. Most times they negotiate because they are not adults. They are youths.
Yes.
So I don't need to go through the process of form for them. So I consider them and all that.
That's incredible. I feel like while listening to her, I was more amazed. I was amazed and fascinated, and I was intrigued in the sense that I I don't think I have that level of patience. There was this bead work I saw that she presented to us. Nothing less than 100,000 beads would be on that. Nothing less than that would be on that work of art. And I thought to myself, I don't think I have that level of patience to sit down and to be threading it one after the other 100,000 times. I think my mental capacity will fail before the end of that. So looking at, because like I said, I saw her work before I met her, and to think that there's somebody that's powerful to be able to do something like that is mind blowing on its own. Okay. So I see that there are a lot of complex patterns and complex, like I can't even begin to fathom the amount of energy and work that goes into it, especially those tiny bits. I saw some tiny bits you brought out.
Yeah.
What you placed here. The amount of
This one.
yes, it will be like a billion beads.
Yes, so
that goes into
like
that.
this is 50 strands here. This is 50. This is 50. As this is
And
50 strands.
For each
Yeah.
strand, there's like hundreds of beads.
Of course.
So I'm curious to know, like, how long does it take you to finish a project? Because I see them as individual projects.
It depends. It depends on the size of the bead. Like this one took quite a while to finish because they're tiny. You have to string them one by one. Then you now start measuring the length you want and all that. And then after that, you have to bring them together. You can see?
Yes.
You bring all the strands together. You bond them. I have a lot of.
Yeah.
You bring all the strands together.
Then you tie them.
You tie it properly. Then you now burn. I have some marks on my hands as a result of the heat of trying to get it right.
It's like rubber, so
Yes.
it's very hot.
It's yes, fishing line.
Yes.
So it's very, very hot. I have some marks in my hands to show for all those.
It's just one strand alone is a lot of work. These beads are tiny.
Very
Very,
tiny.
very tiny beads.
Yes. It's days, weeks, months. This one took about 3 weeks. I'll take months.
And I'm not aware of if there are advanced machineries to thread beads. But I know Mrs. Folorunsho does it with her hands, and she showed us some of her tools, the tools she used, just mere tools. She showed us a needle to thread. She showed us how to thread it. Believe me, in my mind, I was like, I don't think I have this kind of power. My power is in cinematography, not in bead making. And this is one powerful woman to have that kind of strength and mental strength to pull this off. It is just amazing. So I also want to ask, like, for each project that you do, like you said, mostly it's for sale so that you can get sales. Are there easier machines or techniques that they use to string beads together?
Yes, right now there is a machine to string beads. And when I was learning this one, what they taught, they gave us a long needle. There's a very long needle that you use. By the time you are stringing it, a lot of beads enter at once. Yes, they enter at once with a long needle. Alright, so that one really helped me. All these ones I did when I just started. The job. So it helped me. These are some of the tools required. They're all pliers, but the shape of the mouth differ depending on what you want to use it for. This is a cutter. Yeah. They're all pliers, alright? But they have different shape depending on what you want to use it to do.
So which is the copper? What's the differences?
Like this one is used, as the name implies, use it to cut. This one and this, use it to flatten whatever. Like when you yes, when you want to use let me see. Okay, this one you use to flatten the stopper. You know it already. Okay, so they have different uses.
Used to flatten the stopper.
The stopper, yeah, to prevent, yes, to secure your bead so that it won't come off. Yes, it won't come off at all. And then you have the needle. The needle come in different sizes. You have the tiny ones, you have the, depending on which one you want to use. Like this is the one I told you about. If you have these tiny beads, very tiny.
This is very tiny.
So that's what you use to string these tiny beads.
I don't think my viewers can. Let me use my phone. Let me show my viewers.
Can they see it?
Yes. So tiny.
It's very tiny.
So you put the fishing line in the eye?
In the eye of the needle. And then fishing line has different sizes. Yeah, you have the tiny one and you have the thick one. Like for the bag, I use 0.9 mm.
To be thicker than the one.
Yes, yes. To be very thick because it's the bag is big and the kind of beads that you want to use for it. Yes, it must be thick so that I can carry the load, whatever you want to put inside the bag. But for tiny beads, you use tiny fishing lines as well. So whatever you're doing, the size of the bead and what you have in mind will determine what you need, what size of beads to use, and then what fishing line size to use, as well as the needle.
So the person that wants to learn now has to get at least this tools before they start.
Yes, yes, they have to have their own personal tools so that they will not need to be, they will not need to be looking or waiting for another person before they do what they want to do.
So what type of material do you prefer to work with? Glass, seed, beads, or what kind of material? Or are they mostly plastic?
It depends on the desire of your customers. We have stone beads, we have glass beads, we have plastic beads. So it depends on the taste of your customer. So stone beads are very expensive. So whoever wants stone bead will make requests for such.
So just in case there are people that are interested to promote your business, like what is the future plan for your business now?
Actually, I've made some products for people that have traveled out. So I keep praying, I don't know, but I keep praying that the Lord would touch their hearts. Maybe their friends will see it and make a request, and that the people will get back to me in particular, because it is me that made the job, you understand? So I keep praying that the Lord would
have international connection.
Exactly. That's my desire. That's my desire. So I also need sponsors. If I can get sponsors, I can do more work. You know, when you have products, when you have materials lying around the shop, you just want to, let me put it together. Let me see what I'll get at the end of it all. So when I have such materials within my, I'll be, and there are some things I see in the market that I want to replicate here. But because I don't have the resource to get them, I've not been able to do that.
For the people at home who are having are contemplating the idea but have not started?
The first thing is you have to make up your mind on what you want to do. Once you make up your mind, you now focus on that particular project at hand and keep at it over time. Don't be discouraged. Don't allow people to discourage you. Just keep at it. Put in everything, your effort, put in your finance, put in your time. You understand? And then with God helping you, there's no way you won't come out victorious.
Miss Folorunsho is not a young woman. She's not a teenager. Miss Folorunsho is not a young adult. She's an elderly woman who is putting her spine into the work she's doing. She's not somebody that is very young, that has that youthful vibrancy, yet she's showing the younglings how to do it, which is inspirational on its own. And I feel like there are a lot of young people out there, young people like myself, young people like the people I work with, young people even younger than I am, out there, and they are complacent. They complain about every single thing of life. They complain about the government, they complain about their parents, they complain about themselves, they complain about every single thing. Why is the air so cold today? This air is terrible. What kind of nonsense air is this? They complain even about nature. People are so complacent when it does not go their way, and I feel like that way they are setting them up themselves. They're already believing in this life nothing can be done. Life is there to just fail, which is not true. Because when you see people like Miss Folorunsho, you see people like Alaja Ramat, you see people like Mr. Kuli, you see people like Lady B, and even the tailors we interviewed, you see them talking about, KKM, right? Yeah, you see them talking about their passion. And these are people that started from nothing. These are people that started from they started from the lows of lows. Do you get? They started from a place where it's very humble, very, very humble. And you can see that they are pushing it. It's not as if they don't want to be in some places that, is bigger or brighter or like they want to live in a mansion. It's not as if they don't want that. But even the little they have now, they are making the most out of it. So life is not easy, and the easy part is not about the physical toil, also the mental toil and the emotional toil. And for you to be complacent about every single thing, everybody is going through their own phase of, their own fair share of life. So look at those people, drive inspiration from those people. I want you to look at those people that it's happening to and how they're able to navigate through it, and take one or two things from it, infuse your own into it, make it yours, and find a solution to your problems. Because no manna is going to fall from heaven. God can only help those who help themselves. So I feel in that regards, people should be able to strive to achieve what they want. Just look at Miss Folorunsho beads. Like, I feel for somebody who has everything, do you understand, and it's left, and she has the time to sit down to strewn together close to 100,000 beads, and she's not complaining, and she's not stopping, and she's even encouraging other people out there, saying it can be better. So you don't have, like, you are able-bodied, things are just like a bit tough, and you are complaining, you're a teenager, find a skill. Walk into any artisanal shops or any artisan shops or their store, and just tell them to teach you, train you, and watch yourself grow in 3, 2, 1 year. Just watch yourself grow. Alright, so thank you very much, Ma. I really appreciate it. Thank you for accommodating us. It's been a wonderful. I've learned a lot, and you have blessed my eyes. I've seen beautiful work, and I've taken pictures. So sorry, it is small. We apologize by it. Mommy, thank you very much.
I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. I appreciate. I want to thank you, your business. I want to appreciate you for reaching out to me. You just came by and you decided to come and video my products and put it on your platform, and I really appreciate it. You're helping me to market my wares. I pray that the Lord will promote your business. Pray that whatever you are trusting God for beyond your imagination, He will do for you in Jesus' name. and it will bring you loyal people to work with you, because that's the only way your business can move. When you have loyal people that are working with you, they will put in their best, and you too, when you join hands together, before you know it, you are there already. So the Lord will boom your business. Whatever it is you're trusting God for, He will do beyond it for you. It will take you beyond your imagination. Even places where you have never thought you will reach, the Lord will take you beyond that level. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you.
So this episode really taught me a lot. I was able to, discuss with Mrs. Folorunsho. She was welcoming. She's very soft-spoken. She's very demure, very kind, very cutesy. She was able to do a lot of beautiful work, and yeah, I'm happy and I'm honored to have met her. And lastly, don't forget to comment, subscribe, share, and put on the notification bell so I can have more subscribers, so I can show you people more stories. I mean, not like documentary. So bye bye. Be safe.